Hi guys, how are we doing? Greg Doyle here for Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat. Coming to you guys with a prediction video today around probably the biggest fight of the year so far. I'm not saying it's the best, what I'm saying is the biggest. In more than one way actually, because we're talking about heavyweights here. This video's around Anthony Joshua's unified world heavyweight title defence against Andy Ruiz Jr. Guys, I'm going to be honest, I could be here all day talking about this fight for a number of different reasons. We could go into the Jarrell Miller situation, we could go into quite a few things around that, but the purpose of this video is background, where the fight gets won, prediction. So I'm going to try my very best to stick to the point as much as I possibly can. So let's go. So Andy Ruiz Jr., he comes to a very good record. He's only lost once in about 34 fights, I believe. That loss was to similar opponent to Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker, majority decision on points for the World Boxing Organisation heavyweight title. A lot of people thought that Andy Ruiz won that fight. I watched the fight. I didn't. You know me, controversial. I didn't think he won it. I thought it was a good fight, very tight. I did give it to Parker by a couple. Only two, maybe three maximum. But it was a split decision on the cards, and I was impressed at that point when I did watch Andy Ruiz, because with all due respect to Andy has jokes about this and everything online. Andy doesn't necessarily look like an athlete, with all due respect, but he's got heart in abundance and he throws shots and he comes to win, and I really like to see that in a fighter. See a guy comes to win, doesn't matter what other people think, if somebody comes to win, you've got to respect that. So Andy's last couple of fights, one that really jumps out at me, I'll quickly cover his most recent fight, but the other one, I'm going to go into that a little bit more. His most recent one, he stopped Alexander Dimitrenko, which I thought was a good scalp. Alexander Dimitrenko is probably what we would call European or very fringe world level as a fighter. Taking him out in 5 rounds, that's a good scalp. I think if we had someone, and this is where we need to wake up and not be critical and too overcritical in this country. If we had someone like Daniel Dubois, Nathan Gorman, if they took Alexander Dimitrenko out in 5 rounds, we'd be thinking, that's really good, that's a good scalp. But this is where it maybe comes into being a little bit different, as in how I see the fight going, because I'm going to very quickly cover off another fight, and that was his points victory over Kevin Johnson. Now, just about everybody takes, Kevin Johnson takes the distance. Only AJ and one or two other guys that haven't quite seen the distance with Kevin Johnson. Now, that's fine, because he's a guy, he's slippery, he's tricky for a heavyweight. But the alarming part to me is that on a few of the judges' cards, he took some rounds off of Andy Ruiz, and it wasn't so long ago either. When I watch Kevin Johnson now, he's what I like to call an old man fighter. And that's not slagging his age, that's basically saying if there's a prospect on the way up and they're not on their game, Kevin Johnson's capable of old manning them out of it. But we're talking about Andy Ruiz, who is a 34 fight veteran. I don't think Kevin Johnson should be taking rounds off him, even if it was only 2 or 3. But that's where he's been up to date with his career. Andy Ruiz, he's had points lost to Joseph Parker, he's outpointed Kevin Johnson, he's stopped Alexander Dimitrenko, stopped another journeyman somewhere in between, I believe, after the Parker loss. Looking at AJ, Anthony Joshua, Anthony Joshua's got a really good record. I don't think there's enough made of his record. I know that you'll get, and this is a part of the video I'm going to try and stray away from, because there's so many things I could say, but you'll get a lot of people who will say, oh, Anthony Joshua's done nothing, he's not really fought anybody. I'm just going to put it out there, the Klitschko that he fought was not the Klitschko that Tyson Fury fought. That Klitschko showed up very, very motivated. There was no intimidation factor, he came to win. I was really impressed, because AJ got dropped, he got up, he dropped Klitschko. He actually dropped Klitschko first, and then I think he went looking for it a bit too much and found himself getting hit with that monster right hand, but he got up, so fair play to him. a couple of fights worth mentioning with AJ. As you guys know, he stopped Dylan White when the two of them were a bit more green. Is probably a term that I'm looking for. He's beat Joseph Parker, as we covered off at the start of the video. Beat Joseph Parker quite widely on points. It was a bit of a dull affair, but he done what he had to do, and it showed that he could go 12 rounds and box. And he's also most recently stopped Alexander Povetkin, which I really liked that fight. I thought that AJ was going to win quite comfortable, but it didn't actually work out like that because Povetkin clipped him, didn't he? And you could see the old legs done a wee wobble again, just a slight wobble. It wasn't anything to be over alarmed with, but I thought that the way that he dismantled Povetkin after that was really classy. So that's where he's been in these last couple of fights. Anthony Joshua, quite impressive stuff, and as you guys know, he's IBF, WBO and WBA heavyweight champion, which will all be up for grabs on Saturday. I think he's actually got a version of the IBO as well, if I'm correct in saying so. But key points to victory for Saturday. I think it's going to be a tough night for Andy Ruiz. If you're Andy Ruiz, it's a difficult one because people think he's going to have to bum rush Joshua. I don't. I would let Joshua come to you. I'd let him come because Joshua's going to be expecting him to run in and he's going to be waiting on it. If Andy Ruiz backs off a little bit and if Joshua's throwing those big long jabs, if he can time one of those jabs coming and throw a big overlooping right hand, left hook on the end of it, then get close to him, start working the body, rough him up, he'll have a good chance in the fight if he does that. But for me, that's where he's got to go with the fight on Saturday. He's got to try something different. Back off Joshua. He's not going to be expecting you to back off him. Counter him. Quickly move those feet into position and let your hands go. Let your hands go when you're in position. That's where I see the fight being won for Andy Ruiz. For Anthony Joshua, I think Josh has got to, although I'm sounding contradictory here, I think he's got to be thrown as straight as a pearl jab. A puff, big straight jab. And if Andy Ruiz fancies chances getting back through that, got to throw a chopping right hand down the way. Jab, step back, bum, right hand down the way. Don't throw them together, don't throw like a 1-2. Throw the jab first, step back, bum, right down the middle. That'll keep Andy Ruiz thinking because he's going to think, he's not throwing combination shots at me that are predictable, there's a gap in between them and all that kind of thing. So if he can do something slightly out of the ordinary, Joshua, and I would also force the pace. To a certain extent, Joshua's got a lot of muscle, so you don't want to force it too much because we know the more muscle that people have got, then the quicker they slow down. Andy Ruiz is a good amount of time. I think he's 6 weeks or so, and he was already just out of a fight, so I'm not going to take all this shit that, oh, he was in short notice, he wasn't ready. He literally just come out of a fight. It was like a week or two later he got offered the fight and back into camp for another 6 weeks. So I don't see any problems with how long he's had to prepare for the fight. But moving on to prediction time, favourite part of the video. Joshua around about the middle stages is what I'm going to say. Stoppage. He could come out and it could blow Ruiz away early, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think the fight's going to go late. I could be wrong. Rarely wrong with these videos, thankfully. I could be wrong, but we all know the beef that's with Deontay Wilder at the moment. Do you honestly think that after knocking Dominic Breazeale out in 1 round, Joshua's going to want to go 8, 9, 10 with Andy Ruiz? Not a chance. He wants to make a statement here. He's going to need to come out and bomb out Andy Ruiz. Can see him starting a bit cautious. Just for the first 2 rounds maybe, because anybody knows you get clipped in the early rounds, then it doesn't matter who you're fighting. You can get hurt and you can get knocked out. Can see him maybe sit behind a jab for 1 or 2 rounds. After that, I think he's good to go to stop Andy Ruiz. I think the minute he starts letting his hands go, those big bombs, I can just see him knocking Andy Ruiz out. So that's my prediction for this weekend's Unified World Heavyweight title fight. I'm going to go with Anthony Joshua, early to mid-round stoppage against Andy Ruiz. So if you guys want to see more from me, my name's Greg Doyle, as you know. I write for Eat, Sleep, Box and Repeat. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out our website as well. Really good content coming out from us. This weekend, as I say, that is my prediction. Anthony Joshua, early to mid-round stoppage against Andy Ruiz. Thank you.